You are going to change the world.
He grew up counting other people's lights from the wrong side of the river. Sure, his music was only a hobby a poor boy would have to give up. Then she looked at everything he was, and said 4 words that changed his life. He would take any hit to keep her safe. He crossed half the world and never left. Grenade Heart. A Saigon Love Story. Episode 3. Maddie laughed and called bye-bye after him, and I watched her do the thing again, the thing from the rooftop. She did not perform delight at my alley, and she did not perform pity for it. She just walked through it like a place where people lived, because it was. I had brought her here half-braced to be ashamed. Instead, I felt the alley taking her in the way it had taken me in my whole life. Not with a welcome. We are not a welcoming people to a stranger, but with attention, which is a deeper and more honest thing. They were deciding about her. I would not understand until years later, on a flooded night, exactly what it means in that alley to be decided about. That it is not judgment at all. It is the first stitch of a net. My mother's stall sits at the elbow of the alley where it meets the small market. 3 tables, a glass case, a pot of bun ryu that has been simmering in one form or another since before I was born. My mother is not a large woman, but she takes up a great deal of room. She was ladling broth when she saw us, and I watched her see us. Her eyes went to Maddie, then to me, then to the exact 8 inches of air between us, and she read the whole story off that 8 inches the way she reads whether the tamarind is ready by the smell of the steam. My mother has never in her life needed a sentence to know a thing. Me, I said. This is my friend. Maddie. From America. Maddie did a small bow, too deep, lovely and wrong, and said, "Oh. Very, very nice." She looked at me for the word, and I did not have time to give it to her. My mother smiled. To a stranger it was a perfectly good smile. I have known that smile for 29 years, and I know all of its rooms. And this was the front room only, the one with the plastic covers still on the furniture. "Nuoi mai," my mother said to me, pleasant, not looking away from Maddie. "An American. Dep day. And Hak Dang Hong Kong Hela Di Bui. Pretty. Is she a proper educated girl or just a backpacker drifting through?" "Me," I said. "Me hoi thoi ma. I'm only asking." Maddie was watching us with her open, shining, unarmored face, catching the music of it and none of the meaning, smiling because we were smiling. And I felt the first pull of the thing that would define the whole next year of my life. My mother on one side speaking the language of where I come from. This girl on the other speaking the language I was trying to grow into. And me in the 8 inches between, the only bridge, deciding in real time what would cross and what would not. She asks. I told Maddie, "If you like the food in Vietnam." Maddie's whole face lit. "Oh yes. Tell her." She pressed her hand to her heart. "Tell her it's the best food in the world. Tell her I mean it. I write about food. I've eaten everywhere. Here is the best." I turned to my mother and translated it exactly, every word, and I watched the plastic covers come off the furniture just a little. My mother is a general and a widow and a woman who has been disappointed by the world in specific and repeated ways. But she is, before all of that, a cook. You cannot flatter her. You can only be right, and Maddie was right, and my mother heard a foreigner be right about the one thing my mother has never been wrong about. "Cho no to bun," she said, already reaching for a bowl. "Give the girl some bun." And to Maddie, in the 4 words of English she owns and guards like gold. "You well, sit." Maddie sat. Maddie ate. Maddie made the noise. And my mother, ladling, not smiling now but not smiling, said to me very quietly in the language the American girl could not follow. "Con oi. Dung thuong nuoi ko san duong vi. Son. Don't fall in love with someone who already has a road home." I did not translate that one. That was the first thing I ever kept from Maddie, and I told myself it was to protect her, but it was also to protect the thing already growing in me that my mother had seen from 30 feet away across a pot of soup. I want to be fair to my mother here, because it would be easy in a story like this to make her the villain, and she was never the villain. She was a woman who had loved one man with her whole life and buried him off a wet road, and she had decided, in the private court where mothers hand down their hardest rulings, that she would not survive watching it happen twice, would not survive handing her only son to a love that lived on the far side of an ocean, a love with a departure gate already built into it. Dong Thuong Nuoi Ko San Duong Vi. He was not being cruel. She was doing arithmetic. She had run the numbers on grief once already and paid the whole bill. And here was her boy strolling cheerfully toward the same sum with a foreign girl and a smile. And every instinct in her was screaming to slam the door before the draft got in. I understood all of that even then. Understanding it did not make it hurt less. It only meant I couldn't even be angry, which is its own particular kind of trap. My sister rescued us the way she has rescued me my whole life. Lynn is 19 in her second year studying tourism at the university, and she treats her English like a sports car she is not yet allowed to drive fast. He came clattering down from upstairs, saw Maddie and forgot every rule of being cool. "Oh my God," she said. "Oh my God, you're American? Where from?" I want to say, "Okay, how are you doing today?" Did I say it good? I practice on YouTube. On Hong, why you never tell me you have American friend, you are, what is the word? You are sneaky. Maddie laughed, the real one. You speak amazing English. I speak YouTube English, Lynn said proudly. On Hong speak movie English. Very old. Very. She made a face searching and landed on it with a wicked grin. Romantic.
I told you my mom makes the best clams.
She always says that.
Watch me eat this.
This is so much fun.
Lynn, I said. What? Is compliment. He turned to Maddie. He learned English from Love Movie because he is soft boy. Don't tell him I say. He act tough. Is all. She knocked on the table. Empty box. Soft inside. I've noticed, Maddie said and looked at me when she said it, and I studied the bun with tremendous concentration. Lynn took Maddie by the wrist the moment the bowls were cleared. Come, I show you, ignore him, he is boring. And hauled her up the narrow stairs to the little room the two of us grew up sharing. And I trailed after them because I did not trust my sister with an audience and my dignity under the same roof. He showed Maddie everything. The wall where I'd written my first raps in marker at 11 and been smacked for it. A photograph curling at one corner of the four of us at Vung Tau Beach the last summer we were four. My father laughing at something outside the frame the way he is always laughing at something just outside the frame because that is the only kind of photograph we have of him. A man caught mid-joke permanently. Lynn watched Maddie look at it and all the show drained out of my sister for a second. He is funny, my father, she said quiet. Everybody love him. My mother. She reached for the English, couldn't find it, and instead pressed her hand flat to her own chest and pushed, like something was caving in behind it, and Maddie nodded because she understood the gesture better than any word. My mother is not always like now, Lynn said, before she laughed too. You will see. Maybe. She set the photo back exactly where it lived. Be patient with her, Chi. She is not mean. She is only scared. All the time. Since. Up on the roof it was just us in the sky and the mess. I should explain what the roof is. It is not a real studio. A real studio is what other people have. The roof is a sheet of corrugated tin. A mattress with the springs mostly on the inside. Kwan's little mixing board that we bought used and fixed twice. A microphone in a stand wrapped in an old sock to kill the pop, and a view. That's the part one brought her up for. The view. From the roof you can see over the low tangle of the district all the way to the tall bright towers of District 1 across the river. The glass and the money and the lights, close enough to read the brand names, far enough to be a different planet. When I am small, I told her, I had rehearsed this, it came out almost whole. I sit here. Every night. I look there. I pointed at the towers. And I think, over there everything is possible. Over here nothing. And the river in the middle so small so easy you can swim it. But nobody swim it. You understand? The river is not water. The river is... I ran out of English and stood there with my hand open like I could hold the word if it fell. The river is what they tell you about yourself, Maddie said. Where you can go. who you get to be. I looked at her. Yeah, I said. That. Exactly that. So you named yourself Fly, she said slowly, working it out. Because you wanted to go over the river without a bridge. Without permission. Just, she lifted her hand and let it drift. Over. Fly H, I said. H for home. So I don't forget the boy. I fly but I take him. I take all of them. I nodded down through the tin at the alley, my mother, Lynn, Mr. Bay and his forever broken chain, the kids from the shelter. I don't fly away. I fly and I mimed reaching back, pulling something up behind me. I fly with. Maddie didn't say anything for a while. Then she said, play me something. Is not finish. I don't care. Is very not finish. Fly. She sat down on the terrible mattress like it was a theater seat. Play me the not finished thing. So I did. Quan wasn't there, so it was just me and the sock-wrapped mic and the beat off my phone, a slow one, a night one, the kind I don't play at the shows because the kids want to jump and this one doesn't let you jump. I rapped the one verse I had in Vietnamese about the river and the towers and a boy who counts other people's lights. And I don't know how much she understood. None of the words, all of the thing. And when I finished she was very quiet, and the city hummed underneath us and she wiped her eyes with the back of her hand, the one with the fading henna star, and said, that's not a hobby, Fly. Is hobby. Is. No. She stood up. She was angry, almost the good kind, the kind that's really about caring. Listen to me. I write copy about office chairs. I know exactly what it sounds like when someone's talented and scared and telling themselves it's a hobby so it can't hurt them. That is not a hobby. That's the thing you're supposed to do with your whole life and you know it. And you're standing up here counting somebody else's lights when you should be making your own. Nobody had ever said that to me either. My mother wanted me safe. My friends wanted me fun. Maddie, 3 days into knowing me, wanted me large and said so on a tin roof like it was obvious, like it was the easiest thing in the world to just be the size you actually are. For a long moment we only stood there on the tin, the two of us and the towers and the whole indifferent glittering city, and I felt the sentence rise up in me, the one my mother had buried in my chest over the soup. Don't fall in love with someone who already has a road home. I felt it come all the way up to my teeth. I could have told her right then. I could have said, my mother already knows, my mother is already afraid, this is already the kind of thing that ends in tears in my family. It would have been honest. It would have been a wall I could hide behind.
You have to believe in yourself, Fly. You have a real talent, don't waste it.
I didn't say it. I looked at her instead, furious and certain, and lit up on my broken roof. A girl who wrote about office chairs and had just ordered a stranger to be the size he actually was. And I understood that I had a choice between the safety of the wall and the terror of the door, and that I had, apparently, already walked through the door several nights ago without noticing, probably around the time she made the snail noise, and that there was no getting back to the safe side now even if I wanted to. Okay, I said instead of all of it. Came out rougher than I meant. Hey, not a hobby. I hear you. She smiled like she'd won something. She had. Down below, through the roof, I heard my mother call up that it was late, that the American girl should get home safe, that the streets were not the streets they used to be. And under that, quieter only for me, I felt the sentence she'd said over the soup, still sitting in my chest where I'd hidden it. Don't fall in love with someone who already has a road home. Too late, me, I thought, looking at Maddie lit up and furious and certain on my broken roof. Much too late. There's a cafe on the 6th floor of a crumbling building near the river where the coffee is bad and the view is a religious experience. And Fly took me there 2 nights later at the exact hour the sun goes down, which in Saigon is not a slow romantic fade. It's a switch. Gold, 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 and then the whole sky bleeds out at once behind the towers and the river turns to hammered metal and the day just drops. We got there in time to watch it drop. The cafe is the kind of place that only exists in cities still arguing with themselves about what they are. 6 flights up a stairwell with no lights, past 2 floors of somebody's sewing operation and one of a family who watched us climb with open curiosity. to a rooftop of mismatched chairs and potted plants and a hand-lettered sign, run by a man who roasts his own beans badly and charges too little and doesn't care whether you order anything as long as you properly appreciate the view. Fly clearly loved it. He had, in that place, the ease of a person standing in one of his few rooms in the world. He ordered for us in the fast, affectionate shorthand of a regular, and the owner brought toute sa fièvre without being asked, the ice already sweating in the heat, and Fly stirred his the way everyone there stirs it. Slowly watching the black and the sweetened white marble together, a small ceremony nobody hurries. I photograph the sunset because I photograph everything. It is how I hold still. But mostly I watched him not needing to fill the silence, which is the rarest quality in a person, and I felt the 9 days ticking somewhere behind my ribs like the meter of a parked cab. I want to be honest about where my head was, because I've made myself a promise in the retelling of this to never make it prettier than it was. I was leaving in 9 days. I hadn't told him yet. My visa, my route, the whole careful architecture of a trip I'd built to keep myself moving so I'd never have to sit still long enough to feel the recliner. It all continued on, indifferent to a boy on a roof. Cambodia, then Bangkok, then a long flight back to a Houston that would ask me how my little trip was and expect me to be fixed. 9 days. I'd counted them that morning and hated myself for counting them. So I did what guarded people do when they feel a door opening. I went looking for the frame of it, the edges, the reasons it couldn't be a door at all. Tell me something bad about you, I said once the sun had dropped and the bad coffee had come. Come on. Everything's too open with you. It's making me nervous. Tell me something that isn't charming. He thought about it seriously. That was the other thing about him. You could ask him a real question and he'd actually go get the real answer, walk all the way back into himself and come out holding it. Father, he said finally, die when I am 16. The cafe noise went far away. Motorbike, he said. Rain. A truck. Is very. He moved his hand flat through the air, quick, final. Fast. He go to work in the morning and he does not come home in the night. And I am 16 and I have a mother and a sister 8 years old and no money, and after the funeral my uncle come and he say to me, he put his hand here, Fly touched his own shoulder, and he say, now you are the man of this house. 16. I go to school in the morning still with the school clothes. And after school I go work. Load the trucks at the market. For in the morning I carry the fish. I give the money to my mother. I do this. He counted silently and I watched him land on the number and flinch at it. Many year. I quit the music. I quit everything. Because the man of the house does not have a hobby. He was quiet a moment and then, because I hadn't rushed to fill the silence, because I'd learned by then that his silences were invitations and not walls, he gave me one more piece of it, unasked. One thing I remember, he said. The first Tet without him. Lunar New Year, big family, everybody happy, red everywhere. And my mother, she tried to make the house happy for me and Lynn, she buy the peach blossom, she cook everything and then she go in the kitchen and I hear her. He stopped. Started again. I am 16. I stand outside the kitchen and I hear my mother cry into the sink so we cannot hear. Running the water so we cannot hear. And I make a decision. Right there. I decide. She will never cry alone in a kitchen again while I am alive to stand in the door. He pressed his lips together. That is the job. Not the money. The money is easy. The job is, nobody I love cries alone if I can put my body in the door.
I have to do this for my family. I made a promise. And I'm not going back on my word.
Please like and subscribe for more animated English love story of Granat Heart. A Saigon love story is available now on Amazon. Thank you.